I'm about to pay money to run a race that I'm not even allowed to try my best at. Now that sounds crazy, but in 5 weeks, I'm running a marathon, and this race might be the most important thing I do before I get to that starting line. It's called a B race. A lot of runners may have never even heard of that. And my AI coach didn't just tell me to run one, it gave me exact paces for every single part of the race based on what we're trying to accomplish.
So let's talk about what a B race is, why it's important, and how I prompted AI to help me prepare for this race.
So it's cold yet again here in Ohio. We quite literally went from high 70s yesterday to now 30s, 40s today. It's absolutely ridiculous and I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. So if you're new here, I am now 5 weeks out from the Flying Pig Marathon in Cincinnati. I am a father of 2. My goal for this upcoming marathon is sub 4 hours because my first marathon I finished with a time of 4:50, which felt great to finish, but for this marathon I wanted to set a goal time and stick to it and accomplish it. So this weekend we are running our B race. For those that don't know, a B race is a race before your actual race. That's not the full distance. It can be really whatever distance you want, but for a full marathon, it's typically a half marathon or a 10K. And it's meant to help you prepare and help you dial in your pre-race preparation in the morning, you know, what you eat for breakfast, getting there early, the race atmosphere. Your fueling strategy is a huge one. You want to practice exactly what you're going to do come race day. And besides all that, it's a really good way to get in a long run, have the atmosphere of it being a race, and just have fun. So that's what we're going to do on Sunday. My AI coach, which I've talked a lot about in the past 2 videos, so check those out if you haven't already, built this into the plan. It helped me build out exactly what paces to run, what I should consume during the race to help simulate the actual marathon day, and also help me adjust the plan accordingly. So this week we have a little mini taper. We're running only about 26 miles this week compared to 40 last week. So we're giving our body a little bit of a rest. And the number one thing you need to consider and make sure you stick to for a B race is it's not an all-out effort. The marathon is gonna be all out. I'm gonna finish with nothing left. I'm confident of that. The B race, this half marathon, it needs to be controlled. It should not be something that takes everything out of me. I should be able to finish this race and honestly be ready to run more at the end. So that begs the question, if I'm not supposed to go all out, how exactly do I pace this? And that's where AI comes in yet again. So just like we did with everything else, I was able to upload all of my data into Claude, and that's what it used to help create this plan for my B race. So sweat data, a map of the actual course, which is very flat, by the way, all that went into the plan. Now to hit my goal in the marathon, it's got to be about a 9 to 9 minute and 10 pace on the entire run. So for this race, we're running slightly faster. The target pace for miles 1 through 3 are about an 8:50. For miles 4 through 10, we're looking to speed it up just a hair to about 8:40. And then from miles 11 to the finish, 13.1, we're speeding up a little bit more, if I feel good, to about an 8:30 to 8:35 pace. So that's targeted about a 1:52 to 1:56 overall finish in this half marathon. Now this is based, again, off my data that I've had so far, but also previous races I've been a part of. So we ran the Hot Chocolate 15K earlier this year, or late last year, and finished at about an 8:48 pace overall. And that was with a lot of walking at the end too. So it factored in that and the race atmosphere, and that's what my data shows I should and can be at for this race. Now my fueling for this, I'll put it on the screen. I won't go over all of it because it's pretty similar to what we talked about last week, but I'm going to have my LMNT in my bottles. I will have Cliff Blocks alternating with Nerd Clusters, and then I will have my salt stick that I can take also. So we'll have a rotation of those taken at different points during the race. The nice part about this is there will actually be aid stations, water and electrolyte stations, so I can take those on top of what I already have, which will be kind of nice. Now, how fast I finish this race will be a big tell in how successful I'm going to be in the actual marathon. If I can finish within my target time of 152 to 156, I will be optimistic that I can finish this marathon in sub 4 hours. If I finish in sub 150, I need to document what I had for breakfast that morning, but also consider maybe I could finish this marathon in more like 350. But if I finish slower than 156 and I can't stick to my marathon pace for a half marathon, then we've got some thinking to do. So the work has been done. The plan looks perfect on paper. Now, I just have to actually run it. Let's see what happens. The day has come. It's officially race day. It is 7:15 in the morning. The point of today is to simulate race day. So up early, breakfast, whatever you're gonna have, normal routine that you would do, that I will do for the full marathon. That's the point. So got everything packed last night. We've got all we need for the race. We're here, we're checked in. Now we're just sitting in the car because it is a brisk 30 degrees. I ran my long run last week, 86 degrees, sunny. Today will be 30. Welcome to Ohio. It does look like it's a beautiful day though. The goal of today, which I've already talked about, race day, how does the rotation, how does the fueling go? Does it hold up? Do I need to make any changes? Testing out the pace, of course, also. It's gonna feel good to let loose a little bit and run. We'll see if I can hold up. This is really kind of the hinge point of the entire training block because we're near the end. This is what's gonna tell me how ready I am for the actual marathon. So I'm excited. Let's see what we can do. Race is over. Final time. I'll have to go back and find it, so I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. The official, but I think it was right around 205, 206. That's not where we need to be. I'm staying optimistic. It was a fun morning, a fun race, but I had a target, and I was about 9 or 10 minutes off, which is pretty significant, especially when this is half of the distance of what I'm trying to run. I'm not a quitter. I do not want to give up on my goal, but I think we do need to adjust the plan and the paces I'll be running at so that I don't get burnt out too quickly, and treat the goal as more of an upside and something that if I feel great, I can speed it up and try to do whatever I can to hit it in the end. But I'm not going to win anything. I'm not going to accomplish my goal in the first half of the race. It's going to be the last half. And I think I realized that more today. I think that was probably the biggest lesson from today is negative splits are important. Negative splits are important. You want to finish faster than you start. The last half of my race should be faster than the front half. The theme of when I have trouble on these runs is that it's backwards. I go out fast, I finish slow. It was really frustrating because different than last week where I felt, last week I felt like I had to slow it. I had to start walking because of the heat because I just physically don't feel like I could have kept going. Today, I felt physically okay. I just wanted to stop. I wanted to walk and let my heart rate catch up, let my breathing catch up for just a little bit, and then get back to running. I have no excuses. I did everything right this race, this run. I think it's mental. And that's something that is really hard to work on, and it's tough to change, but I think that's where my biggest hole is. But this race showed me there's a lot of work to do. We have 5 weeks left until the marathon. Realistically, probably about 2 or 3 more weeks of actual training, and then we'll get to taper. So next week we'll have a video. We continue. We carry on towards my goal. We carry on with the running. We have a moderate week next week, and then we have my biggest week that I will do in this whole training block. So stay tuned. Drop a comment if you have any advice for me. I'm new to running. I've not been doing this very long, so any advice is appreciated. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.